God bless you. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Video Tabernalce. My name is Brother Raymond Ruzvidzo. I am reporting right here from Harare at the Voice of God recording, Zimbabwe. This is a special occasion where we're going to be taking a series of interviews in the coming future, where we're going to establish how this work here, the Voice of God, became an established work, becoming a hub within this particular region of Africa, where the message of our beloved prophet William Branham. So today we're going to be talking to Brother Stephen Tutani, who will give us a tour of the place, and then on a later or a future date we'll be able again to bring you the intricate details and the functional day-to-day operations of how this place functions. So on that, without further ado, please come with me. Right, as mentioned earlier on, we're just going to go within the offices now. Brother Steve Tutani is going to be waiting for us in there. Brother Steve's worked with his dad, Brother Gordon Tutani. He's commonly known as Brother G. He's the Voice of God Zimbabwe regional coordinator. I believe they work with Zambia, Malawi, and parts of Mozambique. So let's go and speak to Brother Steve. Shalom, Brother Steve.
This is Ray.
God bless you, man.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on in.
Thank you, sir. Wow, marvelous. Wow, marvelous. This is Brother Steve Tutani. He works here at the Voice of God as a representative. We'll let him introduce himself.
Okay. Like Brother Ray said, my name's Stephen. I work here at Voice of God, and it'll be my pleasure to take you guys through the place.
Absolutely.
This is your home. That's what you need to know.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
keep
you,
it
sir.
for you.
It's good to know about it.
Yes,
it's good
sir.
to know about that.
So we'll start right away from here.
Yes, sir.
This is the reception area. As the name says, it serves its purpose. This is where all the visitors are received.
Yeah.
Most of them. A lot of them can come to the library straight and go out, but we'll go to that portion in a little while.
Okay.
But this is the reception area. This is where all the visitors are.
Okay.
Whether they've come here to, get something, purchase something, to see one of the representatives or anything, they first come through this place here.
Okay.
There's a sister who normally is here this week. We're off, so
Of course.
we're not. There's no full staff here, but there'll be a sister here, Sister Hannah.
Okay.
Hannah, Sister Chia.
So there's a complimentary staff team who helps to serve the believers in this area.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes. So Sister Chiesa or Sister Hannah is normally at this desk, and she takes all the calls and takes, all the visitors, directs them to the places where they need to get to. She's basically here to receive the people.
Okay. How many times do you operate on a weekly basis?
We are open now from Tuesday to Saturday. Saturday we work from about 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
The rest of the days it's a normal 8 to 5 working hour a day. So we're here most of the week.
Okay.
Monday is our sabbatical, if you want to.
Of course, absolutely.
We're
Absolutely. No, it's a very open area, and obviously the church age messages and everything.
absolutely.
No, that's wonderful. All right.
Okay, so from here I'll lead you on right through the display room right here.
Okay. Wow.
You need to know what you want to get before you actually walk up and say, I want this, right?
I see.
So this is where we put up most of what we have, what's available.
Yeah.
So you can, take a stroll around and look and see what we have available. You won't be taking it from this place, otherwise we'd have to be restocking.
So this commonly serves as just a display
It's
area.
basically display. People just walk in to see what's available. And like I said, you don't take anything from here, otherwise we'd have to restock it every hour.
Right.
But you have most of the things that we have is on display here.
Of
And
course.
people come in, might be wondering about that little setup there.
Yeah, of course.
Let's
Can you
take
tell
it
us
up,
more about it?
From the vision that the Lord gave Brother Raymond about storing up the food, and he talked about his so healthy looking vegetables and all that.
Of course.
So this is basically the fulfillment of that prophecy and that vision that God gave him. So we still want to keep that little emblem there.
Of course.
And come and dine,
Coming down, yeah,
So
of course.
To the bride to come.
Jesus has the table spread.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll work till Jesus comes up
Yes,
there.
sir. That's Voice of God's motto right there.
Right. No. They're certainly serving the purpose.
Absolutely.
Serving the bride of the Lord Jesus Christ in this area.
Amen.
So we've also got books in, displayed.
Yes, the books, the
over
different
the years over there.
titles and cash divisions and the little artifacts that they have right there.
Okay. Okay.
Capture that as well.
Okay.
Pictures.
No, that is wonderful. That is wonderful.
So the display room. And then from the display room,
Yes, sir.
we will spill through to the sales office.
Okay.
You can walk right in. This is where the transactions are done once someone has made up their mind that they want something.
Yeah.
There people come in here. Sister Abigail is normally sitting in this chair right here.
Okay.
She handles all the sales from this desk here.
Okay, so there's again another sister.
Yes,
who works
there's another.
with you.
Yes,
Okay.
Sister Abigail. She always.
So once the believer then sees what they want from there,
Yes, they come through, and the
the
sister is right here to serve them.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, in case maybe you've seen what you want over there,
Yeah.
this is the room that you actually walk in to take it. So
Right.
we call it the stock room. This is fed by the warehouse. You'd want to call it a dispenser or whatever. But
Yeah.
this is where we keep a bulk, substantial number of
Yeah.
books or material that we have.
Okay,
in store.
can we go in there?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Come on in.
Alright.
Get there.
So we've got a diverse of
Yes,
material
yes,
here as well, isn't
You
it?
got books, you got DVDs, you got children's Bibles, You know,
Wonderful.
the stories, the hymns, and
Yeah, of course. Brother Steve, also when we were talking earlier on, you were saying you're also involved with the Young Foundations as well.
absolutely.
So that hopefully that's something we can always catch up later on.
Yes,
can't
sir.
we?
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. It's
Okay, we'll
really kicked off and it's very vibrant in this country.
I see.
I
I
would
see.
be glad to
I
tell
see.
you about that.
No.
But yes, this is our stock room. We have shelves labeled, so it's easy for people to pick up, you know, what book and which year that they're looking for.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And, so once they walk out of the display room through the sales
Yeah.
into the stock room,
Right.
and then you pick up whatever you want to get, and then you go back to Sister Abigail, and she'll write out the invoice for you and do the whole transaction for you right there.
Wow. Wow. No, that is beautiful. It is quite a big place, isn't it?
It is very spacious and does serve its purpose very well.
Okay.
Very well.
I don't know.
Very different from the little place where we came from earlier on.
Yeah.
You know, we'll probably go into that, you know, into detail a little later. But we had basically, I'd say, office space was 3 rooms.
Right.
We had it was in town and on the first floor of a certain building, and there was the one office that served as a reception area, and then there was a little office where, you know, the cassettes was, you know, stacked up, and the other office was the Voice of God manager's office, and that was it.
Right.
You know, the other 2 rooms were storage, but that was not enough. We it's amazing actually that the amount of work that was done happened from that little place, and then moving out to here, it's just the work exploded.
Yes, I suppose
really
it was amazing grace, seeing
Absolutely.
the faithfulness over the years. I believe it started all the way in the 80s.
Yes, 85, yeah.
Wow.
And then we only moved here 2005.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
About
The
21
place was dedicated in 2005.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I suppose you've seen the whole place. Yeah.
But being directly involved and being on the forefront like it, it's 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, my dad being here, I would obviously come in and help out and see and know what's going on. But,
Of course.
it's been a long road for it.
No, that's wonderful. I don't know where you want to take us. Is it that direction or that direction?
Let's go this direction and we'll finish with this administration building.
Of course, of course. Should we leave the kitchen as well? Can you put it on silent? Any chance? Okay.
Okay, this place is all about food, I'm sure.
The physical food,
Yes,
the natural food.
I meant the whole place is all about food. So most of it depends on, you know, it caters for the spiritual food. But
Of course, yeah.
we all, since we're still in these bodies of flesh, you know,
Yeah.
a little meat and bread here and there, so.
One of these days, but all will change.
Absolutely.
All will change.
Absolutely.
No, that's wonderful.
It's very comforting to know that, you know, Brother Branham said that the Lord Jesus had one weakness.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what that was.
Of course, brother. So, do you also have a chef?
Yes, we have a sister whose job here is just to make sure everybody's happy with their food.
Yes.
Well fed.
Yeah.
Strong. And
Absolutely.
so she does a really good job. Her name is Sister Ruzvidzo.
Right. I see.
She's always here.
No, that's wonderful. No, it's a
We're
very, again,
prepared for me.
very well finished place, shall I say?
Yes, sir.
No, that's wonderful.
Okay.
After you, sir.
So, basically for us, we call this whole building the administration building.
Right.
For all this, you know, to differentiate different buildings. That's where all the offices are, or most of the businesses, and you know, is conducted from here. Phone calls, everything is here. So most of where everybody comes in, the display room stock, where most people come in, is all on this first floor down here, the ground floor, and we have 3 offices upstairs where I'm going to take you right now.
Absolutely.
So
after you, sir.
let's go. Okay, so this is the landing and the first floor. This is the only upstairs building that we have.
Okay.
And first office right here is the regional coordinator's office, which happens to be Brother G or Brother Gordon at the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, nobody's here, so I'm sure I can let you
Sneak
sneak in.
Absolutely. No, we can. I'm sure you'll allow us to just have a look in his office.
Sir. Absolutely.
Right. Right.
So this is his place. This is where he works from.
Right.
So the man is real busy.
Right. I can imagine. I can imagine.
Because Zimbabwe is a regional office, as you probably figured out.
Yes.
So
I was going to
takes
say.
care, works together with Zambia, Malawi, and part of Mozambique, including Zimbabwe as well.
Yeah.
So he's in charge of that. He also is the main Shona translator.
Right.
So he does the proofing of all the manuscripts.
Right.
He does the voice.
Of course. Yeah.
So amidst all the stuff he has to do, he has to put aside probably a day every week to just concentrate on translation. Because the needs there, the people need Shona translations, and you need to be translating more sermons. And every time after you proof, you probably go down to the studio.
Yes, I understand there is a
what
studio.
the process is and how they line check, how to proof every line. Where Voice of God under Brother Joseph is very careful about making sure the translation is exactly what Brother Adam says.
Yes.
So that makes it a whole lot of work, which is well worth it.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So he takes care of that too. So he's I'm sure he's enjoying his rest day today.
No, of course, yeah. Like I said, hopefully we can get a chance to, talk to him and hold an interview where we can ask them some of those direct questions about the challenges. I suppose they're, like anything, obviously, over the years we've got to appreciate the privilege of hearing the message of the hour directly from the Prophet's own language. And so I'm sure there are a few challenges as you get to interpret and get the message into the Shona people and things like that. So we'll get to speak to Brother G when he's around, obviously on our next segment of this interview. So no, thank you very much. This is
welcome. Yes. And
okay.
From there, we come here. This is the secretary's office.
Right.
Sister Dorcas. She's also been here for a very, very long time. She started at the same year with Brother G, and she's been at it for nearly 30 years now. Really? Yeah. So.
Wow. We'll surely, obviously, in our next segment of interviews, would love to speak to Sister Dorcas.
Absolutely.
And see, how she's found this place to be over the years. I'm sure she's seen it evolve.
She's a real asset. She's a real asset to us.
Yeah.
So this is her little niche, and she operates from here.
No, that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
It looks like a wonderful space.
Absolutely.
I'm sure
she keeps it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's way different from the other offices she used to be in.
Okay, and this here is the assistant's office.
Right. Shall I just obviously make it easier for you to inform our wonderful audience that at this particular point in time, the assistant happens to be yourself?
How did you guess that?
Well, cheap of the old block, shall we say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, so this is where you work from?
This is my little workspace right here, and
wonderful.
Works down from here. It's actually work in progress.
Yeah.
If you see the colors inside have kind of changed from the other offices.
Right, okay, so you're in the process of making it your own little space, I take it.
Well, yes, I would say so, but maybe you'd be interested to know that most of these offices the person who actually authorizes and recommends designs is Brother Joseph Branham himself.
Right, of course.
So he is the one who actually plans how your office is going to look like, even if you're overseas.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the first section of it, and he's working on the next deal. What else is going to be added to it? But,
Okay.
I'm comfortable with anything, man. If I was under the tree and still working at Voice of God,
of course. No, it's a real honor. I take it you must love your cars then, Brother Steve.
I think the cars love me, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay. What have we got here?
This is a 1964 half Mustang.
Right.
I actually ran across it in Cape Town.
Right.
On a trip down there, and I figured, hey, this is the kind of cars Brother Branham would be seeing on the road.
Of course, yeah.
64, he was still around, so
yes.
I'd love to have one of those in there.
Yes.
He did talk some about Ford too in his sermons.
Yes, of course.
I figured it was a
Ford is supposed to be an American company as well. That's
with a prophet born in America too, you know.
There you go. There you go. No, that's wonderful.
Okay, from here on, I'll be taking you downstairs. We're going to go to the conference hall. We're going to go to the recording studio.
Absolutely.
Warehouse. So let's possess the land.
Thank you, sir. Every bit of it, brother. Okay, so it's beautiful grounds here, I see.
Yes, sir. We've got quite a bit of space. Should be here if you were here on Saturday. We're going to have a quiet time with the young people.
Right.
This place will be all packed out.
Oh yes, the quiet time, yeah.
The Lord really knew what was, in the future when He did.
Because the area as well is fairly quiet, isn't
really
it?
quiet. It's prime land. It's really is a good place.
So what was this place before?
This was actually, it still is residential area.
Right.
So privately owned stands, and this was actually a house before.
Right.
And it was actually two stands, two plots. Where the car park is and where we're at right now is just two different plots.
Right.
So we got this place first, and we renovated it and made it what we wanted it to be.
Of course, yeah.
This building was pretty much what it was inside. Is exactly what it was before. And this building wasn't there. The conference hall. There was a little garage over there, but they had to raise that down. Yeah. We could build this section. They had horses stables over in that other section. You really get into the detail of how the place came to be in your next section, like
of
you
course,
said.
absolutely, yeah.
It's the place really underwent a good deal of transformation.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
No, I appreciate you, brother. At least allowing us to film today.
Absolutely,
that's wonderful.
Okay, this is the conference hall.
Brother, this is wonderful.
This is the conference hall. This is where people are free to have. They've had ministers' meetings, national ministers' meetings here. They've had a lot of times these days. It's kind of the young people's hangout place.
Right.
They've really taken it over. So when we have quiet time, people come in. We sit down here first. We have soft music playing. People just kind of get ready for it. Then we get our quiet time mats.
Yes.
One's right here. First one, take your mat and your Bible or your iPod to listen to a tape or anything that you feel you want to do if you want to pray to bring you closer to the Lord or whatever.
Right. Yes.
So these actually came from Jefferson. So Brother Joseph actually sent these specifically for quiet time. So and then sometimes when we don't have quiet times, we have what we call bistro, which is basically we have indoor activities and ping pong, foosball. We have some stuff set up outside like cornhole and stuff. And for 4 hours of the day, we have the young people come in here. So it's a multi-purpose place. The ministers can have their meetings. The young people can come and have a good time. It's really, really, really handy to have here.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
If I remember well, that was actually put up in 2006.
Right.
When we had the first Cash Division tour, I think it was.
Right, oh, the voice.
Yes, that they stuck it up and it never came down. It's,
really?
probably.
Well, it is what it is.
Yes, it
the
is.
voice of our recordings. So this is where we are, yeah.
8 years now, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, wonderful. Wow, only believe all things are possible. So. Wow. No, this is a beautiful place.
I agree with you.
No, it is definitely. So we've got the changes as well at the back.
Yes, yeah.
And all.
Some of those fundamental statements.
Yes. Conference with God, brother. Man. So this is where most ministers then will come. And does this place ever get filled up with ministers?
It depends. Last time we had, they had a setup that was all around. And then the last time they actually had the ministers meeting was when Brother Vin, was there from Trinidad.
Yes, powerful.
Yes, he, Brother Joseph heard about it. And he says, we go ahead and use the premises for ministers meeting as well. And we were really maxed out. All the chairs, I'm sure, was filled out.
Yeah.
It was
I can imagine.
ministers from all around the country. It was really nice. And basically, it's their place. Everybody feels at home here. So
I think that's that this is where we were coming from. I thought, we'd capture this place in the manner that we have because it feels like we're home.
it is home.
It feels like we're home. So we're hoping to share this place with the rest of the believers around the world and just to show them and showcase the achievements that have been done by a sense of unity around when brothers unite together under one accord. This is wonderful.
You might be interested, there was one really important point.
Yeah.
When we were dedicating the place, they had the Red Cross.
Yes.
Is our neighbor on this side.
So you see that next door to us is the Red Cross?
Next door to us is the Red Cross property.
Did you guys know about the Red Cross before?
Well, we hadn't planned it to be, right?
Wow.
But the Lord knew it, and one person mentioned, I think it was Brother G on the day, that Brother Raymond prayed for Florence Nightingale,
Yes.
the relative great granddaughter.
Yeah.
The person
Who started that. Wow, and the same people are our neighbors?
Neighbors right now. And another thing, the road that you turn off to come onto this property is called King George.
Wow.
Pray
for King George as well.
It's a couple locations.
Wow.
You can see the Lord really picked it up for us.
Yeah, of course. Oh, brother, God is direct when he does these things.
Absolutely.
I think it's the word the scripture said, the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. So, nothing is ever a mistake when you're in the will of the Lord. That's right. So, where are you going to take us next, Brother Steve?
From here, we'll take you to the warehouse,
Yeah.
and then I'll take you to the lending library,
Yeah.
and then from there, I'll take you to the recording studio.
Okay. So we've got also a recording studio in place?
Yes, you do. That's one of the key areas here. You find out why.
Really? No, absolutely. We're looking forward to that, brother.
All right.
So how big is the place? The ground space?
If I tell you the technicalities, I would be lying. I don't know offhand.
I wouldn't want you to do that.
Thank you. Not putting me on the spot, but it's we're heading out this way. But what I know is we do have a lot of space here.
Right.
We absolutely do have a lot of space. Each plot of land, sometimes I think would be a little too long.
Okay.
So we have maybe closer to it.
So maybe while we're still out here, I see your grounds are perfectly manicured. Have you got groundsmen as well?
Well, I wouldn't call them perfectly manicured today, well, since we've been off for 3
brother,
days.
For me, this is perfect enough, if you ask me.
Yeah, we really want to keep our place looking really nice because we believe we serve the most important people on the face of the earth.
Wonderful.
That's really the notion that we take with.
Want to make sure when they get here, the place is looking really nice, and
Yes.
really welcoming.
Yes.
And we do have a staff that takes care. It's actually one brother who takes care of the whole place,
Right.
outside.
So one brother
And then-
takes care of all the gardens.
Yes, yes, and we made sure Brother Joseph also made sure that he has all the machinery he needs. So most of the stuff that he uses is stuff that's actually from the U.S. So it takes what would take him maybe a couple of days to do, takes him a couple of hours now because all the machinery is there, the hedge,
Yes, state of the art, of course,
blower,
yeah.
and whatever. We have one brother on the inside who does inside the buildings. Strictly, that's he's the janitor as well.
Mm.
But when we have a load of work, we can pick out a day with the staff.
Mm-hmm.
We have one person in the reception who does reception calls and handles the sales office too. And then one person in the library, and then the rest of the staff can be on the ground. And if there's something really we need to be working on. We've also had young people come over. We call it clean up days. Where
Yes.
We have the one time we actually kind of ran out of work for him. We had over 100 young people come here.
It's good for young people
And they
to be
did
zealous.
yes, they did all the detailed work that you wouldn't do every day. Mow the lawn, and cut the hedges and
Yeah.
wash those white pillars, like literally wash them.
Right.
Wash the windows inside the offices, take down the shelves and books and wipe them out. And it was really. So we've kind of made that an excuse to get together. We're
Yes.
going to clean up the office, but we know we want to
Yes.
have, hang
Yes.
out and have fun together.
No, brother, any excuse for fellowship?
Yes, sir.
Any excuse for
I'm
fellowship
sure
for young
that's
people?
allowable right there.
No, certainly. This is
So
wonderful.
this is all the route. This leads straight to the warehouse.
Right, okay, so we also have got a warehouse.
Yes, we do.
Alright.
So we need to have. We do hold a couple of languages in there.
Yeah.
Mostly English, because a lot of people, in this country do speak and understand English.
English, yes.
We also have Shona. We have Zulu,
Yeah.
which sometimes take care of Matabeleland down
Yes.
south,
Yes.
Bulawayo area, and all the way down there. And we have Bemba, some Chichewa, some Portuguese, a little bit of French.
Yeah.
It depends. It's directly proportional to the number of people who would be needing that material
Of
in
course.
that particular language. So we do need to have a warehouse.
So how often do you receive material from the Voice of God?
Once or
in the
twice a year, a container comes in, and orders would have been made before, and
So you
and
receive the specific amount of material that you
specific and a lot of the times a little bit in excess, because by the time it gets there, the need's already grown. And most of the stuff is already pre-labeled, where it's going and what kind of messages they are. And so it's really easy to dispense if it's already have the minister's name on it. So we just, bring a call if they can come in. The material's here. The people that need us to take it to them, we drive out and take it to them as well.
So just to kind of, before we move on to the main area there, do you serve all the ministers across the country, despite of either doctrine and, other diverse subjects that might probably, be discussed around the circles of this message? Do you actually, can you just serve anybody who walks through your gates?
We serve drunkards, we serve politicians, we serve denominational ministers who come in, we serve, everybody else. Once I say those people, that means everyone else in the message is included, because our job is to get the message out. We don't say, oh, you deserve it and you don't, or you did this and you don't. That's God's job, because Brother Branham says this message will end up in the hands of the predestinated.
Yes, sir.
So he's going to make sure it gets where it's supposed
Yes,
to
sir.
get.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even if an infidel comes in and we force him to get one, he might throw it away close to a garbage can where somebody
else
up,
might pick it up.
We've had testimonies like that.
It all serves the counsel of God.
Yes,
in the
it
end.
does. So we, without discretion, no discrimination, we give the books out to everybody and anybody.
My.
So we do our part and God does the rest.
Of course, brother. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. So this is the warehouse.
So this is the warehouse. we will be using that door. This is just being redone painting wise.
Okay.
And
Absolutely.
we
Lead us through.
ushering you right into it. Right, so this place is the warehouse. This is the door. We stack our books in here. Right. So everything that has to do with storage, mostly the books you can see take up most of the space here.
Yes.
We left it without a ceiling, so we wouldn't be, limited also in space.
Space, yes.
Yeah, but most of this material right here is actually Zulu.
Yeah.
We had tons of Zulu material here, and there was actually, it worked out really good because there was down in Durban, they have a lot of need for that language.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of young people come in on one of the cleanup days. What they actually did is they emptied the whole warehouse.
Right.
Removed every single box, everything, all the pallets on the ground. They, started scrubbing the floors and they cleaned the whole place out. Then they restacked the books in orderly. So at that time, the other group of young people were packing 600 boxes of Zulu material. That Brother Des, he takes care of Mozambique, but he works down from Nelspruit in South Africa.
Yes.
So he was going up to Malawi on another VGR trip, and he was coming back to South Africa. So he picked those 600 boxes, and he took them down to Durban. Yeah. So they're distributing them from there. Yeah. Should be 600. It was actually 150, I beg your pardon.
Okay.
150 boxes
Okay.
that he took down.
That's all. So in this warehouse, have you got any special ventilators that allow, for the books to be kept in good condition, or this is just a good weather-sealed room where all the books will be kept in a relatively good nick before they go to the people?
Yes, primarily you just don't want the books moist. You don't want dust on them. Dust, I think, is mostly taken care of by the boxes themselves. We elevated, if you could look at it, elevated the books a little bit, but the place is already high up. If it rains or anything, all the water washes down that side.
Right.
So we're not worried about water. Our roofs don't leak. So in terms of storage, we don't have a lot to worry about, And most of the stuff is constantly comes in and goes out, so it's not staying here for ages, so it doesn't deteriorate in any way.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, it's a hub when material comes in. First time people want to come in and see what's new and get everything they need.
Okay. So, for example,
Yes, sir.
if we see here, we can see there is a couple of Shona translations here. Are these books printed in Zimbabwe, or they come straight from Voice of God with this kind of design?
These books are printed in Jeffersonville.
Right.
And they have a language code. It's a whole new area about how, they print them and the colors and what it is. But they're printed in Jeffersonville. What is done here will be the actual translation, the proofing, the final checks. We send them to Jeff. They check them over again. And you hear about that process in the recording studio.
Of course.
So when they come in, it's a done deal. It's a finished product.
Yeah.
It's a finished product, and we get them out. The only other form that you can ever get a Shona book that's different from this is a manuscript, which is basically work in progress.
Right. Right.
That's it there.
No, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Wonderful.
So we move on to the lending library from here.
Oh, yes.
You can see this is a car up here.
Okay. It's a fairly good
It's
sized
fairly
car.
spacious, people do.
I suppose when you get the big, massive containers, you also don't struggle for space.
No, we don't. Yeah, he just backs out all the way back to the rear, and we ship the stuff from the container into the warehouse.
Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful.
like I said, the place was tailor-made for Voice of God. So
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
is just-
Yeah.
This room I let you.
Okay.
I have an open.
Okay.
Oh. Welcome to the Landing Library.
So this is the landing library.
You're actually the first people to be here today.
Right.
Okay,
So this is the landing library.
this is the Landing Library, sir. This is probably one of the places that gets the most visitors during the week.
Right. Why do you say that?
A lot of people still like to borrow books. And if you look at it, most of the books that we have on sale and they're circulating right now are in terms of sermons, 1962 to 65. And here we have the whole library in there, 47 all the way through. You can see some of the real old designs of the spoken words like this here.
Yes.
And, these ones right here.
Right.
And you see, we cover them up so because they're gonna go through a lot of hands.
Yeah, of course.
So we need to make sure they keep well. Generally, people do a really good job keeping the books, looking good. But we try to do.
This is the stored up food, brother.
Absolutely.
It deserves to be treated with respect.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
It does. And we also have the association books, Prophet Visits South Africa, Men Sent from God. They're all available for people who want to borrow them.
So you can also see up there we've got frames of, memorabilia and pictures of certain events that obviously have encumbered our time.
Yes, sir. And it also helps generate people's interest. First timers, a lot of first timers come through this building first. And who's that man and what's that?
Exactly.
White,
So a
round
conversation
white
can
over
start from then on. Yes.
They ask those probing questions and you can just give them the answers they need. And the best answer we can give them, of course, is that spoken word book, or that page that they need to hear.
Yeah. That's a beautiful statement written up there, isn't it?
Yes, sir. That's a cornerstone statement, actually. So, you might want to read it out there.
Yeah. Not for one moment do I bring a message to the people that they may follow me or join my church or start some fellowship and organization. I've never done that and will not do that now. I have no interest in those things.
Wow.
But I do have an interest in the things of God and the people. And if I can accomplish just one thing, I will be satisfied. That one thing is to see established a true spiritual relationship between God and man, wherein men become a new creations in Christ, filled with His Spirit, and live according to His word. I would invite, plead, and warn all to hear His voice at this time and yield your lives completely to Him, even as I trust in my heart that I have given my all to Him. God bless you, and may His coming rejoice your heart.
Wow.
Amen to that,
Amen.
brother.
That's coming straight from his heart, right?
Exactly. That is a sermon on its own, brother.
He said, I really like that part where he says, I would invite and plead and warn all to hear his voice. Where's his voice? At this time, and yield your lives completely to him.
Yeah. He certainly did not draw people to himself.
No, sir.
He certainly did.
Introduced us.
So one of the profound statements that I always found very interesting, he says, Christianity is living for others.
Yes, sir. It says that, I remember, eternal life is living for others.
Yes,
too,
that's right. Absolutely.
You might wonder why we still have cassettes when in this age you have all the iOS
applications
and Android.
Yes.
But here in this country, we have everybody at every different level. So you do have people who come in and borrow cassettes.
Cassettes.
They go in and listen to them either at their old cassette player at home or in their cars, and you know they still listen to cassettes.
That's
And to them, that's actually their nerve, their lifeline. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So we still stock some cassettes for them. You see the racks are empty, some of them are borrowed.
I bet nowadays if you ask children who are just being born cassettes, they'll go, what?
What are you talking about?
Cassettes? But well, this is where the voice of the prophet was first caught, you know, in those reels and in those tapes.
Yeah.
No, that is wonderful.
Still having tapes. Now it's on that new SD card.
Yes, oh
who knows
yes.
where it'll be.
No, brother.
Right, this other section over here, well, this is where a librarian normally works from.
Okay.
Brother Edward.
Right.
It's there, right there.
So you've got again a full-time librarian
Yes,
who
he's
serves the
here
community
all the
of
time.
brothers, yeah.
And serves everybody. He gets to see a lot of different people.
Yes,
A lot from school kids who are walking past the gate going back home, you know, politicians, people who are not even in the message, just inquisitive people who want to find out what are you all about, you know, what is works of God, you know. So he has a lot of work on his shoulders too.
Right, I see you also got CDs here.
Yes, this was just mainly the translation section, you know, translated sermon section.
Right.
Off the place. We had, you know, a few books spill over, and then Chichewa, some Portuguese over there. And this came in, I think, in the last consignment, actually, where we started to want to lend out MP3 CDs if someone wants to take home and listen to a tape or a certain MP3. He just takes it home with them, and we did the same, you know, lending library basis. They just borrow and bring them back after a week or so.
Right. So what's the length of time do you allow for believers to keep the material before they can?
Mostly it's a week. You know,
week.
they can come in or call and say, hey, I had a book that I was supposed to bring in today. Could I get it, you know?
Renew it.
Yes, renew it, and we could do it like that for them. Yeah. A lot of times you want to make sure that, you know, if someone else wants to make use of it, then
of course. Of course. No, that's wonderful, Brother Steve. This is certainly spiritual food for the bride of the Lord.
Yes, sir. This is your lending library.
Wonderful. Do you want me to switch off that light?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Wonderful. Where to next, Brother Steve?
Recording studio.
Recording studio it is.
Yeah.
Your stone walls are built monumentally, like as the Great Zimbabwe. Where did the theme come from?
Well, I guess it's a little emblem that shows which VGR office it is.
Right,
It's
yes.
Zimbabwe, Coast God office. So that's so there was Zimbabwe signature there.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
That's right.
I
House
noticed
of
that
Stone.
the headquarters in the States, they have the front, they have some stones that they pulled up there. You know, it's a little wall too.
Yeah.
And they were taken from the birth state of Brother Branham, Kentucky.
Right.
And if you watch that video about the special place
Yes.
DVD they made about how, you know, they put together that office, they mentioned that.
Yes.
So this is it's a little inspiration from that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
It's really unique. A lot of people
It is.
really
It
walk
is.
in and
You know, it looks like it's very well constructed. So, what's the quickest way to recording studio? Right here. Yeah. It's nice to see you sit at home and just read this book. The best job in the world. I agree with you. Honestly, I agree. Honestly.
So if you've been listening, which I know you have been,
Yeah.
Brother Branham did talk about how this message was going to be translated into the different languages around the world.
Yes, that's right.
And this is another burden that was on Brother Joseph's heart to make sure, you know, translated into as many languages as possible. So we had this studio built, also together with the office. There was a little small building in the back here, but they raised it to the ground and they built a studio. Very, self-contained, and it's got 3 rooms in there.
Okay.
And so when translators do come in, we don't have to worry about getting a hotel for them.
Yes.
All their meals are prepared for them from here. Normally, Brother G's wife comes in to do that, so she just volunteers. She takes care of their food.
I like how you say Brother G's wife. That's your mom. That's your mom, right?
That's it. That's it. So how do you figure that out again? I'm just kidding. But she comes in. She does the laundry and all. She just volunteers to do that, the food and everything. And she's become real popular with the translators.
Right.
They look forward to her dishes when they're coming over. But Brother Ben will be telling you inside there how many different languages we've done, how many brothers have come down for their languages, Swahili, Lingala, and all those different things. But really like the fact that they have their rooms in there, the little ensuite bathroom and everything for each room. Yeah. That if they have an early morning session, it's not a hustle to run back to the hotel, grab it, and bring them back early.
Bring them back here.
Drop them real late at night, because sometimes they come probably with 14 sermons to do in 12 days. So it's really go, 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 go. And they really need to be on it. So sometimes they're sitting in the studio at 7 o'clock in the morning, get done, I don't know, 10 o'clock, depending on how the program is. They have breaks in between for food and stuff.
Wonderful.
And so it's another
So
room.
again, we've got another brother who takes care of them.
Yes, there's actually 2 back there. There's Brother Ben, who is the studio engineer, and he works together with Jonah. Okay. Which I call JT because he's my brother. So
no, that's wonderful.
He works back in there. When they're not translating working for helping the people who come in to translate from outside, they'll be working on manuscripts of our local language, Shona. And the tracks, the new tracks that we're doing, we're also translating those. Working with translators of other languages in Zimbabwe, like Ndebele and those guys. So that's their part. That's
wonderful
that they do.
Shall we go and meet Brother Ben?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I could sit there and read my Bible and pray all day.
Welcome to the recording studio.
Knock, knock, knock. You're live on camera. Wow.
So this is a little lounge, a little kitchenette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say we've got 3 rooms there, so that's bedroom 1, 2, and bedroom 3.
Yes.
So this is specifically purpose built for our interpreters who will come from around.
Yes, that's all it is for. That's all it is for.
Wonderful. Brother Steve, could you please explain to us about that chart over there?
Okay, this is just basically like it says, the International Offices of Voice of God. At the bottom, you obviously have the offices that kind of started first, and up top, the later offices that came in 2002 all the way up. If we were to redo this, I don't know if we had space to put all the offices that are on there, around, but there's definitely been a whole lot more
wonderful
offices added. I think internationally, if I'm not mistaken, we have 52 international offices now.
Voice of God recording offices.
Yes, international, like proper set up offices. Then we have distribution centers, which you not even count, and seed libraries, places we've set up and sent material.
Yeah. Hopefully God granting us grace, we should be able to have one of those in the UK.
Looking forward to that. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Could you just probably just show us what the setup of the room? Just
I'll let Brother Ben do that.
Right. Okay. Shall we meet Brother Ben?
Yes. Okay.
Knock, knock, knock. Come in. Here's the man right here. God bless you, my brother.
Bless you, Brother Ray.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Busy at work?
Yeah.
As always. So, Brother Ben, could you please introduce yourself and what you do around here?
Okay, my name is Brother Ben. I'm the studio engineer for the Voice of God Harare offices. As already been told,
Yes.
this is the studio where we are doing all the translation work.
Right.
I'm actually involved in the handling of the actual voice translations.
Right.
Yeah, basically that's why this studio was set up.
Right. Right. So, is this something that was purpose built from the ground up?
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what it was for.
Okay. And how long have you been working here, Brother Ben?
Since 2007.
2007.
You can do the arithmetic.
Okay. 7 is oh wow, that's a long time. 14 years.
This is just 7 years.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Since 2007.
2007.
To now. Also, I see. Yeah. For 7 years. So, Brother Ben, could you just show us around?
Oh, yes,
just
certainly.
briefly.
Okay. Maybe let's start from the lounge.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay. So, Brother Ben, what happens in here?
This is where we actually do the actual recording.
Right.
Okay, of the voice of the prophet. Where the translator comes in. And basically the translation work that we do in here, or the translators do, it will be somebody reading after the prophet.
Right.
So in any event, the first thing that must happen is with any message, to get an accurate voice translation, we would not do it just like we do in church. Where we just put somebody beside the pastor and they say anything that they think the pastor is saying. Because now and again they make mistakes.
Yes.
But the best way to do it, first of all, it must be translated into the language.
Yes.
And then the translator comes in, then he'll be reading after the prophet.
Right.
Basically, it will not just be merely reading. It must sound, it should not sound like he's reading, but it should sound like he's translating for the prophet, following also all the intonations as well.
Right.
All the ups and all the downs. Even where the prophet claps his hands, or he bangs the pulpit,
also do that.
he has to do the same thing as well, yes.
My.
So now, as you'll notice, once we've got a message ready for translation, it is broken down into small sections. As you can see with those red letters, that's the beginning of a section. And now on the audio, we've got some special audio CDs. What they do is at the end of every section, as you'll notice, it's not here gapped with tones. At the end of every section, they put a small gap and a small signal. Actually, that prepares the translator. And when the translator hears the small signal, that's when he starts translating the section the prophet would just have preached.
Yes.
So if I play this message for you, you can actually pick up what I mean.
So
Thank you, Brother Shakarian, and good morning,
As we start
friends.
now from this
Certainly
section,
good to be here
which
in
ends up at
Los
Embassy
Angeles
Hotel.
again this morning, prior to this great convention and the oncoming meeting of this coming week over at the Embassy Hotel.
So you hear the little beep.
Yes.
Now for the translator, that's a signal for him to start translating. And then he just reads the portion the prophet would have preached. Once we finish with the translator, we go back to the prophet. Okay.
I'm expecting to see you
We'll
all
go
over
on to the
there,
next section.
and we'll all under a
So we'll
great
be interchanging.
expectations to meet our Lord
Yeah.
Jesus and see Him
Until,
over there. He promised that He would be wherever
probably
two
some
or
point
three
in time,
were gathered
maybe after an
together,
hour
He
or
would
so.
be there.
We stop and we serve the
And
wait.
I'm sure that I met Him this morning as I come up the steps.
And in the event that we know that the translator is getting tired, we actually take a break.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because basically it takes us a day to go through a message. Unless it is small,
Right.
probably we can do 2. But basically we just finish a message a day.
I see.
And once the message is ready, we prepare a CD for it. Maybe if you can, I would like to note.
Thank you, Brother Shakarian. Good morning.
When we receive the CDs, we
Certainly
load them
good
into
to
the
be here in
computer.
Los
So we'll be
Angeles
playing the
this morning,
prophet's voice from
prior
the
to this great
computer.
convention
But for
and the
actual recording,
oncoming
we use
meeting
this
of
software.
this coming week over at the Embassy Hotel.
Okay. As you notice, we've got 2 level meters
I'm
here.
expecting to see
You
you
can
all
actually
over
see the
there.
prophet's level.
And we're
And
all
when the
under
translator is
great
in there,
expectations
we
to
can
meet
note
our Lord
also his
Jesus
level
and
on
see
this
him
side.
over there.
So it's
He
fairly
promised that
balanced.
he would
And
be
Yeah, we've got
wherever
a recording
2
level
or
that we
3
work
was
with.
gathered together, he would be there.
With the prophet's voice, it's already recorded.
And I'm
It's
sure
simple, we
that
just
I
preset it
met him this
and just let
morning
it
as I
run
come
as
up
we
the
are recording.
steps here in this auditorium when all
wow.
That is the prophet's voice. But for the translator, while he is reading, we leave him to read naturally. So if he's speaking a little bit lowly, we just increase his volume using these little faders.
Right.
Okay. But if he gets anointed, he starts,
I can imagine.
You know, of course it happens.
Yes.
And he starts shouting. All we just do is we just reduce his volume so that we maintain our recording level. And at the same time, while we are recording, I will have somebody with me as well in here who will also be checking if the translator is reading correctly. So if they make a mistake, this software is very user-friendly. We can just go back and make the correction.
So I suppose that second person also serves a purpose of making sure that the message is being accurately read according to the transcript.
Absolutely correct, yes. Just to make sure that the recording that we are making is absolutely correct and is also according to the spoken word which has been translated.
That's right.
Yeah. And once we finish, we just save the file and we make a copy on the CD which we send to head office where they'll do all the editing and also create also a master CD which they use to reproduce other CDs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you manage to talk about how he has to follow the whole?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. No, we thank the Lord. Thank you very much, Brother Ben.
Fine, brother.
We really appreciate you. As we said, this is just a flyby visit.
Yeah.
We're hoping to come on a later date where we can probably actually go into the studio and see how this thing works. Hopefully we can get you on a day maybe when you're actually recording,
Yeah, that'll be fine.
so that at least we can get the whole experience. But I'd like to appreciate you for now.
You're welcome, brother.
God bless you, my brother.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Travel well.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate everything. We'll leave you to do work while some of us leave.
Yeah. I'll just maybe just finish what I'm doing and then
Yeah.
I'll just go and see that auntie.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's right, brother. But thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
That's just
Well, brother Steve, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
We appreciate you for this time, as we've said. This is probably part 1 for probably preparing us for the next project, where we'll sit down with all your staff, your dad, and hopefully get to know the history of the place, the people that were involved, how this place came to be what it is today.
It's been an honor to have you, and looking forward to part 2.
Yeah, thank you.
If it was my will, I'd want it to be tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to take this opportunity to thank you for sparing your time. I know obviously this week, as you mentioned earlier on, that you were off, but thank you for allowing us and giving us special access into what has become probably one of the most important buildings in the country, in my view.
I do agree with you right
Yes.
there.
Brother Steve,
God
God
bless
bless
you.
you.
You
We'll
have
see
a
you
safe
soon.
trip.
God- Thank you very
See
much,
you
brother.
soon.
We
God bless
appreciate
you.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
See you.
Well, brothers and sisters, as you have heard throughout our interviewing section in there, what a place the believers have built for all the saints in the area of Zimbabwe and all the surrounding areas. It's been a great honor and a privilege for me to record this small segment of this section. We endeavor that should the Lord tarry, would like to come back and have special interview sections with all the staff that work here, so that we can know the real burden and vision that was behind the building of the Voice of God in Zimbabwe. God bless you so much. My name is Brother Raymond, recording for Video Tabernacle.